Hey, Zach, did you know there was a new Spider-Man trailer released today?
No.
You want to watch it?
Uh, sure.
The new Spider-Man No Way Home trailer was released tonight, and I, for one, am super excited about this movie. There's a lot of rumors going around about what this movie actually might include. Zach, I know you weren't the biggest fan of Far From Home. Are you excited for this movie at all?
Look, big fan of Spider-Man Homecoming. Did not like Far From Home at all. Um, this is kind of a chance for Spider-Man to redeem himself, but frankly, from the first trailer and kind of like the rumors I've seen, I I don't know that I'm that excited for it. But I mean, I'm definitely going to give it a chance. I'm looking forward to watching this trailer, seeing seeing what they're going to do.
All right, and this is a movie we know very little about, so before we talk any more about it, let's check this new trailer out. Are you ready, Zach?
Let's do it.
Little trailer before the trailer.
Gotta love a trailer before the trailer.
Love it. Ooh,
And they let us know it's the official trailer.
he's wet.
So wet.
Oh my god. All right. So this is a continuation from Far From
Yep.
Home.
Okay.
Some cute stuff. You
Part of
probably
that same in bed FaceTime that we saw before.
yeah. I mean, I think that the opening web slinging scene is going to be really cool. Then obviously Doctor Strange, the spell.
This is all the stuff we've already seen.
Yeah. Apparently Peter ruins the spell, and that's what brings
There's
these
the
new.
Green Goblin.
Oh, okay. Get a little peek at Gobby.
Oh, is that Electro?
That's what it
That was a
looks
bunch of
like.
lightning. Did they bring Jamie Foxx back?
And of course, Alvaro Molina back as Doctor Octopus. Oh, and it
Oh.
looks like, whoa,
Yeah.
was it just me or did it look like he was taking the nanites?
I'm not sure he had a.
Love the humor. Great chemistry between these three.
Okay, is that just a running bit?
Oh.
Peter doesn't think anyone's name
Oh,
is the
that's
real
definitely Electro behind him, dude.
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
name. Okay, so when is this happening?
This had to have happened after the
Okay,
spell
so
went wrong.
it. Okay, but yeah, it fails. So obviously they don't forget about him.
Yeah.
To fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting
Oh, that's interesting.
It's their fate.
A lot of Doc Ock
Oh.
here. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I do like that they brought back up that plot point.
Don't.
Oh, okay. This must be why Peter and Strange come into conflict, because Peter wants to help
Yeah.
the villains.
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe.
Oh, yep, he's definitely.
Oh snap!
Yep. Oh.
Oh,
that,
they did. That is Jamie Foxx.
That is Jamie Foxx.
I have not seen anything about him being in this, so that's a nice little surprise.
He was actually the first one confirmed to come back. Oh, Green
Are you
Goblin.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that completely.
Oh, another shot of Goblin. Oh, looks like. Oh, Sandman and the Lizard.
I can't save everyone.
That's so cool. Oh my god. Well, that's a nod
Uh-oh.
to the
Oh, no.
classic Gwen, the classic Gwen
Oh, no.
Stacy seed.
Do not Gwen her.
Do not Gwen MJ.
What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
Okay, that was definitely cut.
Somebody's coming through.
That's definitely two different scenes.
Tickets on sale November 29th.
Yeah.
Spider Monday.
Spider Monday.
Spider Monday. Spider Monday. Okay, that trailer. I'm gonna be honest with you. It felt like they were just like, screw all of the story points.
Yeah, yeah.
We're just gonna show you as much as possible, but you're still not gonna have really any idea what's going on in this movie.
Yeah, I don't know that I got a ton about. I mean, I guess there's a little bit there. I like that they showed Doc Ock sort of stealing the what are they, the nanobots? Or
Yeah, like the nanites and nanobots
Okay,
off
sure.
of Peter's suit. Because it
I'm not exactly sure how he knows how to do that or what the protocol is there, but that's a fun a fun little way to power him up, give him a little boost.
Yeah, I know that in Spider-Man 2, Tony Stark was supposed to be involved in the creation of Otto's octopus arms, the mechanical arms, in some way, shape, or form. I don't remember exactly how, but they were trying to get
Mm,
that to happen before the MCU even existed. But I think that got lost somewhere during the
gotcha.
making
So
of the
he was
film.
maybe the sort of engineering mind behind the mechanical or something aspect
Yeah,
of the arms, but then Doc Ock is the one that actually figured out the power source and stuff, or
yeah.
maybe something like that.
I think the biggest takeaway from this trailer is the fact that they're addressing the probably the biggest complaint that people had with the Raimi films, and that's that all of the villains always like accidentally died while fighting
Yeah.
Spider-Man. And it's that guilt, I guess, or moral obligation that Peter has that brings him into conflict with Strange in this movie. And that's why
So
Strange kind of gave him the astral tap in the first trailer.
so so like you just said something about like they're almost looking to maybe right the ship on some of the villains that they had previously. But that's
Yeah.
kind of a risky move because, I just did a rewatch of all of the well, I guess some of them I was watching for the first time, but of all of the previous Spider-Man movies.
Hmm.
And each time I kind of walked away thinking that the villains were kind of weak or kind of boring. Not something other than Spider-Man: Homecoming, which I like the villain in that. But the Green Goblin, Sandman, Doc Ock, Electro, like I didn't really care for any of those villains. So it's kind of a risky move to sort of base the entirety of this film on bringing all of those people back because you're thinking that you can sort of do justice by them
I
essentially.
mean, here's the thing. I think that you're in the vast minority in terms of because I think a lot of people consider Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn, Green Goblin, and Alfred Millen as Doctor Otto Octavius like very iconic portrayals of classic Spider-Man villains. I think what really this is this is the movie's way of trying to continue Peter's story because I think the death of Mysterio in the MCU kind of is like this huge moment for Peter, and he's kind of has guilt and regret that uh, that comes from the death of this character, and I think he kind of sees that like that kind of affects him in finding out that all of these villains also died accidentally while fighting their Spider-Man.
Mm,
So
right.
I feel like that plays into his mentality of oh I have to redeem these people. I have to try and save them because I couldn't do that with Quentin Beck, Mysterio, who may even show up in this movie. He may not even be dead. Who knows? He is Mysterio.
Yeah. Um, yeah. The optical illusion master.
Your favorite
Um,
MCU villain?
yeah, my second least favorite, maybe. Um, but anyways, we didn't see. I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but we didn't see much else as far as who, if Peter will have any allies in in this sort of
Yeah,
multiverse, or it's all just villains. Um, I mean, I think we've all heard some rumors about.
yeah,
We've seen those Andrew Garfield memes going around. So I don't
yeah.
know if he's going to be in this or not. Um,
I mean, let's just address it straight
but
out. We a lot of people thought we might be getting the reveal of the other two Spider-Men being Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in this trailer. Me personally, I didn't think we were gonna get that. I think that they're saving that for as late in the game as possible to surprise people. But I definitely think that this trailer kind of gives you breadcrumbs into how they will show up. I think that last scene where Peter and Strange are looking at like the multiverse tearing and Strange is like, "Oh, they're trying to come in, but I can't stop them." I think that that scene was intercut with the spell going wrong and like the
right,
villains coming in. I do think that there's one shot in particular in the trailer that I did notice where Peter was kind of charging at three villains that I want to say were Electro, Sandman, and the Lizard. And it kind of looked like the villains tiered off into like three different levels. with Tom Holland going in the middle.
So
So
you're
it's
thinking there's the other two Spider-Man
I
are
think
there
that
with
there's
him?
definitely some CGI trickery going on in this trailer that removed a lot of things that maybe are going to be there in the movie, but they
Well,
took them
I,
out
I
for the
think I
trailer.
think we can count on a lot of sort of trailer manipulation here. You know, a lot
Yeah.
of what we see here is not going to appear in this form on the screen. Um, I think we know that. Do we know what the runtime of this movie is?
I think they announced it. I want to say it's definitely 2 hours and change. I want to say like
Yeah,
two around the 2.5 hour range. Um,
I'm just looking at the number of characters and thinking, um, Eternals kind of got around it by just sort of tightening the focus. Same
mm,
with like a movie like Dune, not part of the MCU, but still tightened the focus around specific characters. Um, so I'm curious if that's going to kind of be the same thing here. Based on this trailer, Doc Ock got a lot of screen time in this trailer. So I'm
yeah.
wondering if he's going to be sort of like, and also he seemed to interact with Peter in a more meaningful way, like we talked about those nanobot things.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if he's going to be kind of like the primary antagonist, and then you're going to get these other villains sort of like popping up throughout, and then maybe culminating in some finale where they're all there, but they don't necessarily play a big role in the story throughout the
Yeah.
entirety of the movie or something like that.
I think I think you're right. I think Octavius is going to be a major antagonistic force. Here's the thing: in the pantheon of Spider-Man villains, his basically two arch nemesis are Doc Ock, and then right above Doc Ock is the Green Goblin. And the Green Goblin is synonymous with like all of most of the terrible things that have happened to Peter throughout his career as Spider-Man. Like a lot of that Norman is involved in one way, shape, or form. And I do think that the reason why they're not, because we hear dialogue from Willem Dafoe in the trailer,
Mhm.
so it feels like he is sharing scenes with Tom Holland. Um, and of course, the other villains that are in here, they're all lower tier villains. Sandman, Electro, the Lizard he has more of a relationship with Connors than the Lizard itself, and it looks like we're only probably going to get the Lizard in this movie. So I expect them to kind of be like the lower tier villains, the kind of guys that are there that he needs help dealing with. But I really feel
Yeah, and
like, go ahead.
like I do expect Tom Holland to come into contact with all of those villains. Otherwise,
Mm,
it's kind of like it would be really weird to bring in the Lizard and then just have him fight um, Andrew Garfield like in the background. Like that'd
yeah,
be a really odd thing to do. Um, it would just be like a scene from a different movie for some reason in this movie, which I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Um, so yeah, I do expect them all to come into contact with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but it's just sort of to what degree? Is it purely in a sort of antagonistic villain way?
yeah,
Whereas, you know, Doc Ock, it seems like maybe he's more involved in the actual plot
yeah.
than the others might be.
I like kind of I'm just thinking in my head just based off of what we saw in the trailer and what we heard in the trailer. I think that Ock you may think is the leader, the de facto leader, the main villain, but I think that Norman is going to be playing games with Peter. I think he's going to be kind of whispering in his ear, like trying to come off as a friend, because Tom Holland's Peter never really dealt with someone as intelligent and emotionally manipulative as Norman Osborn is in a lot of ways. So I feel like it would be very interesting to see kind of this Norman play a mental chess match with Peter and kind of lull him into this sense of security like, hey, we all die, you need to, maybe you could have redeemed us if only we had the chance. Maybe we could have been better people. And that's kind of
Sure.
why he starts off on this crusade to help the villains. That would be very interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it was a an interesting trailer. I'm not going to call it a necessarily a a good trailer because mostly what I got from it was chaos. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna contradict myself right now. I will say it is a good trailer because I'm more excited now for this movie than I was before. And based on one scene alone, it's one that we've already mentioned several times, which is Doc Ock co-opting the little nanobites. That looks fun. I want to see that. I want to know what he does with it.
I'm gonna surprise you. I'm gonna say that it is an okay trailer, not a great trailer. Um,
When I say good trailer, I mean in the fact that it sort of served its purpose.
Yeah.
I want to see the movie more now than I did right before we watched it. So from that standpoint, successful trailer on their part, even though it doesn't do a lot of favors as far as sort of making me think they're going to streamline this in any type of way.
yeah, which is
It seems like chaos is going to be, which I guess that's sort of understood with the premise, but
and that's great because your perspective is coming at it from just a regular movie going, a fan of movies, not really a huge fan of the comic book genre. But for me, as a fan of the comic book genre, I was like, this trailer, I could have took it or leave it. You know, take it or leave it. I didn't need this trailer to get me to go see the movie, and it kind of didn't show me anything I didn't already figure was going to be there. I mean, they've been releasing posters teasing the appearance of the villains, so showing us that the villains are actually there and their new appearances, because they all seem to look a lot more MCU, like comic book friendly, especially Electro, who's no longer just a blue guy. He's
Right.
kind of like the green and yellow. The electricity kind of forms the Electro mask as well. But all of that nerdy little details I'll get into in a trailer breakdown. But like I said, for me, I thought it was an okay trailer. I could have done without it. I think the less we see of this movie, the better off we are. Because I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it when it hits theaters.
all right.
All right,
Wow.
guys. I will be back. I will go into a lot more details because there are some things I picked out in the trailer. There's some interesting things about the Statue of Liberty that I noticed. So I will be back with a trailer breakdown, breaking down all the tiny little details. But until then, Zach, where can the people find you?
Let's see. You can find me on Twitter at hi, my name is Zach M, and you can find me soon on Twitch. I'm going to be streaming all of the Pokemon games, starting with Silver because I just played Yellow last year and I want to play it again. And that is Twitch. My handle is Zack M ZACK M __. So that should be starting up soon.
Pokemon, big time. And you can find me wherever all the socials are: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, maybe. I don't know, maybe one day. But everywhere, the MontyVerse, at the MontyVerse. And until next time, guys, we will catch you later.
Peace.